Boom, what's up guys? In this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you exactly how to make massive income leaps. And you see, just about 3 years ago, I was sitting in my college dorm doing a major I absolutely hated. I maybe had $1,000 or so to my name, and I was working in retail getting paid $8 an hour to stock shelves. And just about a year later, after figuring out how to make money online, I hit my first 10K per month. And about 2 years after that, I hit my first 50K per month, about 30K of that being profit. And in this video, I'm gonna show you and tell you how to take massive income leaps. But the reality is you probably don't really care about my story. You just wanna learn how this applies to you. And that's what I'm here for. And this knowledge and this advice has been accumulated over the course of me investing into over $100,000 of different courses, business coaching programs, and things of that nature. In fact, one of them was even $25,000 for 6 months of coaching. And I'm just gonna give it all to you guys for free. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. The very first thing that you need to do, because this will be applicable for you at just about any level, unless you're making like millions already, then don't take this advice. But if you're not, if you're in the 0 to 10K per month range, this is gonna be perfect for you. The first thing that you need to do is you need to get crystal clear on what you actually want. You see, most people, they go through life just like doing what people say. This is like 90% of people. Bro, they literally they just get bossed around all day and they never actually put their foot down and decide what they actually want. And on top of that too, like some people think they know what they want. They're like, oh, I want to make 10K per month. I want to drive like nice cars. I want to buy a nice watch. But then when you ask them why, they can't really give you an answer. And so the first step of this, I don't even want you to worry about the why yet. We'll talk about that later. The first thing you need to do is you need to get crystal clear on what you actually want. And you need to get very specific. What type of car do you want to drive? What type of apartment do you want to live in? What type of watch do you want to wear? I'm not wearing a watch right now, but you know, what do you want your girl to look like? Like get very, very detailed and specific around this, because when you do this, it'll change your life. And I'll talk about why in a second. So once you do this, now the fun really begins, because now you need to get honest and deep with yourself, and you need to ask yourself why you want these things. And this is where most people go wrong, because it's not just enough to ask yourself why. You need to get very deep and very personal with yourself. So what do I mean by this? Well, your goal might be to make $10,000 per month. Okay, awesome. Now, if I asked you, why do you want to make $10,000 per month? You might have a couple reasons. You might, want to give back to your community or your family. You might want to buy the nice car or whatever. But then you have to keep going layers and layers deeper. Why do you want that? Why do you want that? Why do you want that? And you keep going like 5 or 6 levels deep until you get to the real root reason of why you want it. And to be honest, guys, if you're honest with yourself, there's a good chance that you have a lot of evil, messed up reasons for why you want to do these things. There's going to be some good ones for sure. Like for me, I'm very religious, so that's one of the reasons why I do this stuff. I also want to give back to my family, and I also have a company and a vision and a mission for my business that I want to pursue. But if we're being honest with ourselves, there's a certain level of wanting female validation. There's a certain level of insecurity. There's a certain level of narcissism. You think you're better than everyone, but it's okay. And you need to remove your judgment in this situation. You need to get deep and honest with yourself on why you actually want the things you want, because bringing this into fruition and bringing this to the forefront is one of the best things that you can ever do. And it'll allow you to figure out what your motivators actually are. Okay? So first, you need to get crystal clear on what you actually want. The next thing is you need to figure out why you want it. And then the third thing, and hopefully this will change your life here, is start asking yourself, who do I need to become in order to get that? So what do I mean? Well, one of the best things that you can do is you can take all these goals that you now have and you can start acting as if you are the person who has already accomplished these goals. What the fuck do I mean by this? Well, it's simple. Let's just say you want to make $10,000 per month. That's a industry standard example that everyone, wants to get. Okay, you want to make $10,000 per month. What does $10,000 a month version of you do? Do they try and penny pinch and save $5 and $10 here and there? Or do they just say, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy that thing? You need to start putting yourself in the shoes of the person that you wanna be and start acting as if you're that type of person. On this channel, I talk a lot about how to make money online. So if you're watching this video, there's a good chance that you wanna make money. That's okay. The reality is though, if you actually wanna make money, you have to start acting as if you're the person that has money. And what do people with money do? They spend money and they're not attached to it. They go spend $100, $200 on different stuff and different things because it's gonna make your life better. And then they don't even worry about it. They don't track their expenses. They don't have a spreadsheet of all of their finances. Like all of this stuff, what it's really doing, and you think you're smart by doing this, but what you're actually doing is you're telling yourself that you're not the person that's making a lot of money. And so you need to reverse some of this stuff. You need to start acting as if you are the person that has what you want. And when you do this over the course of a couple weeks, couple months, consistently every single day, you watch as your life might just change. Then the fourth thing you need to do is now we need to talk about how we actually do this, okay? So depending on where you're at is going to dictate the advice that I give you, but you need to find the right vehicle, right? So you want to make 10K per month. Well, you're not going to make 10K per month doing construction. There's a good chance that you can't even, that's not even possible. But running your own business, there's a lot of people. There's millions of people that make 10K per month running their own business. So there's a saying that I live and die by. It goes along the lines of, it doesn't matter how hard you row in a broken boat, right? So some people work their ass off every single day towards their dreams, but they're in the wrong boat. And so they row as hard as humanly possible, harder than other people out there, but they never get anywhere. And then someone has the best boat and they barely row and they just keep coasting forward, right? So that's a perfect analogy of you need to find your thing that's going to make you successful. Now, I have some advice here, but I don't want to sound like one of those dickheads that just tries to sell you on the best business model in 2025 or any of this dumb shit, okay? Here's the reality of the situation. All you need to do is you need to look for some sort of business or business model that can help you build skills in the beginning. So there's a couple that come to mind. Things like drop shipping though, and things like SMMA, yes, they help you build skills, but they have 3, 4, 5, 6 different moving pieces all at the same time that it's just too unstable to start as a beginner. So what I recommend is either copywriting, because you build the skill of marketing, or remote sales or info product sales, which is actually what I do and what I teach, where you build the skill of sales. And the reality of the situation is both of these business models are more boring businesses, but they're actually the businesses that end up working for people and being successful in making it work. Whereas people that talk about all these shiny objects and all these new fancy business models, there's a good chance that a lot of that stuff doesn't really work. So you need to find something that you can build skills with. But the reality is you need to eventually get to the point where you're running your own info product business. Now, I might trigger some people by saying this, but the best business model out there is to run your own coaching program or online course. Let's not kid ourselves here. Let's be real. If that wasn't true, then you wouldn't see people talking about, how to make money with drop shipping, how to make money with this, that, and the third. If you've ever noticed this, and I realized this about 3 years ago, and it completely changed my perspective on everything, everyone who creates content on social media, who talks about how to make money, or they just give advice in general, they all sell some sort of course or coaching program. And it works well for them. And, they might tell you to go do drop shipping, SMMA, etc., but they're all actually running the same exact business. They're all creating content on social media to build an audience to where they can offer a course or a coaching program. And this is how they really make their money. And so what that means is that that truly is the best business model. Now, some people are going to be like, oh my God, they're all scammers or whatever. If that's you, just click off this video now. You're not meant to be successful. You're too close-minded. Some people, though, are going to realize that and be like, oh my God, that's smart. I should do that. And so then the reality is you need to find a vehicle that can help you build skills now to basically prime you up to eventually run your own one of these kind of businesses. And if you look at my story, which I know you don't care too much about, but it pertains to this exactly so that you can literally follow these footsteps. I got started in info product sales about 3 years ago. After doing it for about a year, I hit my first 10K per month, just like you can do it. But then to go even further beyond that, I didn't keep doing sales. I started my own coaching business and agency. And now I do coaching. I still do sales to this day. I still use all the skills that I built 3 years ago. But the reality is there are certain vehicles that will get you to certain points. So if you're a beginner right now watching this, get started in info product sales, hit your first 5 to 10K per month. And then once you're doing that consistently and once you've done something pretty remarkable compared to the average human, then you can eventually start your own business at that point. And now you have skills that you can actually do it. And even better yet, this is what I experienced. When I was doing sales, I actually was able to see the ins and outs of how other people would run their business. And so by the time I was starting my own business, I already knew what I was doing. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions about that. That is the fourth piece of advice. And the fifth and final piece of advice for this video, I don't want to keep this all day and make it 20 minutes, but the fifth and final piece of advice in this video is you need help. You need to work with a mentor or a coach. The reality of the situation is that time is much, 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 much more valuable than money. And I'll prove it to you right now. If I told you that I'd pay you $10 million right now, but the only catch is that you can't wake up tomorrow, would you take that trade? You wouldn't. Which literally means that our time on this planet is much more valuable than money itself. And the lesson there is that you should be willing to trade your money in the beginning to acquire skills and speed up the process of you being successful. And this actually, ironically enough, pertains directly into the third piece of advice that I was giving you on you need to become the person that has what you want to get. So if you want to make 10K per month, does somebody making 10K per month, do they pay money and do they invest into their education and their skills and save themselves time? Of course they do. And so if you want to eventually get to that point, you need to start acting like that person now. Okay? And this was really hard for me to get over because when I was in college, again, I maybe had $1,000 to my name. But even back then, I had to get into the mentality of investing into my skills and investing in my education. And you can start small. You can start off by buying cheap courses, buying books. The reality is though, when you invest into higher ticketed items and more expensive things, it's going to do two things. Number one, if they actually know what they're doing, it's going to completely change their life. But even if it doesn't, even in the worst case scenario, you invest, I don't know, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 into a coaching program. And maybe it's not the best experience in the world. Well, what that's going to do is it's going to help you learn what to not buy in the future. And also, it's going to put you in a situation where your back is against the wall. And us as human beings, what I've learned is that when you have no other choice but to win, when you put your back against the wall and you literally have no other option but to succeed, we usually find a way to get things done. And that's the reality of the situation. Now, hopefully you join a program that changes your life. And I'm not creating this point of the video to get you to buy my thing. If you want to work with me, I'd be more than happy to help you, but that's not my intention of this video. I want you to work with a coach just in general and get help. Regardless if you're a beginner or if you're already making millions. Investing in your education and saving yourself time is the best thing that you can ever do. And on top of that as well, you can start to act like the person that you want to become. Because the person you want to become is willing to invest in themselves and invest money for the acquisition of skills and getting time and speeding up the process, right? And so what ends up happening is if you were to try running your own online business on your own, you fail, you run into difficulties, and let's just say in the best case scenario, it takes you 3 years to get to 10K per month. Well, you working with a coach can help you speed up that process drastically, like 5 times as fast. Like, I have a student right now, his name is James. James, shout out to you if you're watching this right now, but he joined the program after investing, I think he invested like $7,000 or $8,000 in different coaching programs and bad products, etc. He joined my program. He learned the skill of sales. He started making money, and he's been in the program for right around 10 days, and he's already made $2,000 online, which was actually around the same price of the program to join. So he joined the program, $2,000, ended up like making that back in 10 days. And now he's even on that. And now he has all of the rest of the time to work with me to keep growing that income into the future. And this just shows how powerful it is when you invest into yourself and your own education. You're basically saying, I'm committed and I'm willing to do this. So these were the 5 steps. The sun is getting really bright in my face, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you got some value out of this, and let me know if you have any questions at all. You can shoot me a message on Instagram, and I'd be more than happy to respond. But if you're looking for coaching, if you're looking for a mentor, if you're looking for somebody to go in and hold your hand, especially if you're a beginner right now and you're looking to get to 10K per month, that is exactly what I do. I help beginners, people who are tired of the education system, or people who are working jobs and they're just tired of the corporate crap BS, the enslavement that they put you through. And I show you how to get started in info product sales. So again, you can build that first primary skill. You can make 5 to 10K per month, but also you can set yourself up and prime yourself up to eventually run your own business in the long term when you have more skills and experience. And I have a proven process that has now worked for over 30 young men who have gone through the same exact thing. So if you're interested in that even slightly, just jump on a call with myself. I'm not going to try to hard sell you on that call. You and I will just get on. I'll ask you some questions and I'll see if I can even help you. And then if I can, I'll run you through how I can help you and what it looks like. But yeah, guys, other than that, you guys take care. Hopefully you got some value, and keep living life, and bye.